A storm of deadly terrorist attacks has landed in Jerusalem and the surrounding areas. For over a month now, Palestinian President Mahmoud Abbas has been inciting violence amongst Palestinians by lying to them and saying that the Israeli government was planning on destroying the Al-Aqsa Mosque. This is a yearly lie that Abbas repeats as he gets set to speak in front of the United Nations. What leaders say matters in this region. Every sentence is analyzed. Every word could potentially inflame violence. However, at this year's UN Assembly, Palestinian President Mahmoud Abbas stood in front of the entire world and called on Palestinians to start the third Intifada. Instead of condemning this call to arms and terrorism, world leaders cheered him on. Less than 24 hours later, 2 Israelis were murdered by Palestinian terrorists while driving in their car. The couple, identified late Thursday as Eitam and Naama Henkin, leaves behind 4 children, the oldest being 9 years old. The children were in the vehicle when the terrorist attack occurred. On Monday, the Israeli Security Services announced that they arrested 5 Palestinians for the shooting attack. All 5 are members of a Hamas terrorist cell in Nablus. The commander of the group was previously a prisoner in Israel. Another member of the group was arrested Sunday when undercover security forces broke into a hospital in Nablus where intelligence indicated he was located. Palestinians uploaded a video to the internet showing the arrest. The 5 terrorists admitted that they were going to kill the children as well. However, because the commander was shot by accident during the terrorist operation, they quickly left the scene, leaving the 4 children alive. The next night, in the old city of Jerusalem, Aaron and Adele Benito, along with their 2-year-old son and infant daughter, made their way towards the Western Wall to pray. At the same time, Palestinian terrorist Muhammad Halabi was making his way towards Lion's Gate, looking for a Jew to kill. As the family passed by Lion's Gate, the Palestinian terrorists jumped at them from one of the stores and began stabbing Aaron and Adele. This entire horrific attack was caught on video. In the graphic video footage that emerged from the attack, Halabi can be seen attacking one of his victims, it's not clear who, and wrestling him to the ground while stabbing him. The mother, Adele Benita, can be heard screaming and begging for help, as well as the baby's cries. From her hospital bed, Adele recalls the attack. "I yelled, 'Please help me,' and they just spat at me," said Benita of the surrounding Palestinian shopkeepers, whom she said looked on and did nothing. The Benita's 2-year-old son was also injured in the attack. Throughout the graphic video of the attack, shopkeepers and people can be seen looking on. One man casually takes a sip of his soft drink. But this would not be the last attack of the night. Hours later, Palestinian Fadi Aloum stabbed an Israeli teen near the old city's Damascus Gate. As this video shown, after the stabbing, the terrorist made his way down the street looking for additional victims. Israeli forces arrived on the scene and killed him. The office of Palestinian President Mahmoud Abbas, who only 4 days earlier announced the beginning of this third Intifada, issued a statement calling on the international community to intervene following the killing of 2 young men in occupied Jerusalem. The statement, however, forgot to mention that the 2 Palestinian terrorists killed 2 men, injured a teenager, and attempted to kill a child and his mother. The terrorists' attacks have continued throughout the day in East Jerusalem and the West Bank. Israeli forces have been clashing with violent Palestinians who have been throwing rocks, Molotov cocktails, and firing on Israeli troops and civilians. Israel also announced that it would limit access to Jerusalem's old city for the next 2 days. While speaking to the UN, Israel's Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu called on Mahmoud Abbas to return to the peace process. It seems that Abbas would much rather see continued bloodshed rather than lasting peace in the region. For the Rebel.Media, I'm Igal Hecht.